Hi, folks. Welcome back to RetroFat, a reaction series where a fat guy is losing weight while enjoying pop culture. My name is Jeremy, and thanks for joining me. I'll admit my weight loss has stagnated a bit, but good news, I am getting smaller. I admittedly need to do like a proper full body measure, but I've been going to the gym and lifting weights 3 times a week, doing cardio on the other days. I've been doing this for the past 2 months. I'm a friend from work and we're literally going every day on our lunch break. It's nice having that accountability of a friend to go with. And while the scale isn't really moving as fast as I'd like, I'm definitely getting smaller. I still have a long way to go, but I have a lot of retro entertainment to help me get there. One thing that I think I'm always going to kind of struggle with is I really like food. I'm not a binge eater anymore. I've gone through that in the past, but it's tough sometimes to stick to my calories. And one way that I am doing that is with protein. I try to eat about 200 grams at least of protein a day. One thing I thought about doing is maybe some short videos on the actual how I'm losing weight, as well as some of the things that I eat, but we'll deal with that at another time. Right now, I want to talk about just the 10 of us. So today's episode is Coach's Court. I know this is one that's especially well liked by the fandom. This is the 5th episode of season 2. It was written by Rich Reinhardt and directed by Howard Storm. These are the same writer and director we had in our last episode. This episode first aired on November 25th, 1988, with 16.7 million viewers. Now, Just the 10 of Us was number 47 in the Nielsen ratings that week. Had a 10.8 rating and a 20 share, which means 10.8% of U.S. households with a TV were watching this show, and of the 20 share means that of all TVs that were turned on at that time, 20% were watching Just the 10 of Us. These are numbers that would be absolutely fantastic today. They were great back then. This show, ABC has since admitted, like they should not have canceled this show when they did. But it's funny to see these kind of ratings and to know that shows, we have so many more options for viewing. Shows don't get that kind of rating anymore. But anyway, I digress. I also like to compare this to its mother show, Growing Pains, which this week was 21 in the ratings with 22.6 million viewers, a 15.5 share, and a 27 rating. So Growing Pains was obviously doing better. But hey, Just the 10 of Us was holding its own quite well. So this episode, I did a little bit of research on it, and I don't have as much to say from a research standpoint. I really only have one note that I'll share as we come to it. But I'm still going to pause. I'm still going to talk about it just from a plot standpoint, a characterization standpoint, and I think we get a little insight into Marie in this episode that, for those of us who've seen the show many times, that it seems very, very obvious and apparent. But keep in mind, this was only the 9th episode of the show ever to have aired. So we were still learning who our characters were. So, all right, let's get to it.
Hurry up, Elizabeth. These bags are getting heavy.
Honey, get the kids to help.
Yeah, right.
Yes?
Give your mom a hand at the car. Hey! Why should the breadwinner be let in with the bread? Oh. I don't suppose you could open the door.
I told you it's just the wind. Graham? Oh, Graham, you could have left the door open.
Elizabeth!
Graham? What are you doing down there? Oh, stop fooling around.
All right, so I actually thought this was about to go to the opening credits, which is fine because I'd rather stop here than there. TV shows often will have like a baguette or some really recognizable food item sticking out of paper bags. I noticed that the item they chose for this one were carrot greens. So we had carrots with the green leafy tops attached. Now, I say this as someone, I grew up poor. I grew up with, a very blue collar family that, times were tight. And I can say without exception, at least where I'm from, which is the South, maybe it was different in Eureka, California, but a family that is as poor as the Lubbocks would not have bought carrots with the greens still attached. They would have bought carrots in a plastic bag. Just something that leapt out to me. Again, maybe it's different in Eureka, California, but that would have been an expensive item when I was growing up. We had carrots in a bag, not with the greens still attached.
Thank goodness you landed on the toilet tissue.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it has that extra ply.
I know what you all are thinking. I did not break that railing.
Oh, of course you didn't.
I didn't. That railing could hold a ton.
Honey, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you didn't hurt yourself.
You don't seem to understand, Elizabeth. Somebody rigged that railing. Somebody knew I was going to lean on it. Somebody's out to get me.
This railing was patched with goofy glue.
And they claim that'll hold the weight of an elephant.
All right, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I want to know who, how, what, when, where, why, and how.
I don't know anything. You felt compelled to announce that, did you?
One of you answer your father.
I don't know who fixed it, but I broke it.
You?
In a fit of passion.
What?
Enough said.
Marie, here's a free tip for you. Once you say a word like passion, you cannot remain silent.
We're waiting, Marie.
Well, there I was, minding my own business, when I saw JR about to beat up some poor kid.
Okay, you push me again, kid, and I'll slap you silly.
Chicken!
Don't call me that.
Glass jaw!
I'm warning you, kid.
Oh, yeah, and then Marie won't be here to hit you.
Oh, well, who said I liked her? That's a lie.
Hold it. Marie, you accidentally slugged a guy?
Yes.
JR, is this true? JR? JR!
Leave me alone!
The little dweebs in the closet.
JR, are you in there?
For the rest of my life.
Life is a race and I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places. At the end of every one of my daisies, a house with all of the faces that keeps me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
One thing that I remembered about this episode, even though this is not a Connie-focused episode, I just suddenly remembered this episode, I think, really plays off how well Connie, or more to the point, Joanne Willette and Bill Kirkenbauer play off each other. I think they were such a fantastic comedy duo, and we really get to see it here. Connie is such a sardonic, sharp wit in this show. And not with just the fat jokes we saw, but some just really good humor, and a little physical humor kind of later as well. I also love Marie just whipping out, broke it in a fit of passion. Enough said. Marie, almost a little bit of the heart of a poet, maybe a bit. Certainly a romantic and a freak. We know that as well.
The Lubbock Family Court is now in session. The Honorable Graham T. Lubbock presiding. Those of you who have business in front of this court, stand and be recognized.
You hear that, JR?
Yeah.
JR, come out of the closet.
Never.
Don't worry. Marie's out here to protect you, as usual.
I don't want it to protect me anyway.
Honey, you have a bag on your head.
I ain't saying nothing.
JR, on second thought, go back into the closet.
Twice move, Your Honor.
Coach's cart was a cute idea in New York when the kids were little, but now don't you think we should treat them with a minimum of respect?
That's what I'm doing.
Just let me ask a couple questions before you get too into this courtroom stuff.
All right, well, I got no problem with that. 5-minute recess.
Good. Marie, honey, now, it's just not like you to be violent.
I'm just not myself today. The carnal beast has been awakened.
Now, honey, don't you think that's a little bit of an overstatement?
I wish it were, but today I discovered the mystical connection between sex and violence.
Recess is over!
I was gonna get a brewski.
You are out of order.
All right, let's get to the bottom of this. Now, who knows what JR is hiding?
I do.
Take the stand.
Okay. It all started in the chapel this morning. During confession, when Daddy brought his boxing team in.
All right, listen up, you yahoos. Now, we got a big match tomorrow, and it's important that you get right with the big fella so you can pummel your opponents with a clear conscience.
Oh, didn't you go into confession?
I'm married. I answer to a higher power.
So, what you gonna say? I don't know, the usual. I lied 6 times, I was slothful twice, and disrespectful to my parents 3 times. Oh, and I stole a car. Whoa. Whoops. I just had an impure thought. Darn, there goes another one. I always wondered, is an impure thought about the whole girl or each individual part? Hi. Oh, God, what a tease. She wants me.
Is that supposed to be a dirty remark?
There's nothing dirty about sex, shrimp.
That's my sister.
So?
You don't frighten me, you disgusting pieces of filth.
Get him.
Hey, yes, you're in big trouble now. Well,
I suppose I should do something.
Should be up to school at noon, in the gym, without your friends. Chicken, big up.
JR?
Wait a minute. Tell him I swore my revenge. Tell him I almost tore this guy's head off.
JR, honey, we do not recognize people in closets.
Gee, it sure sounds like him.
You know, maybe if we play our cards right, we've solved this JR problem.
Wendy, do you have something to contribute?
No, I don't.
You could talk about how you heard about the fight.
But I didn't hear anything.
Sure you did. When you undressed that boy in the hallway at school.
Maybe I better explain.
Oh, that would be nice.
Well, I was in the hallway doing my usual, trying to be the best daughter in the whole wide world. Remember, honor thy father and thy mother. That's what works for me. Enough said.
Wendy, I need some spiritual guidance.
Again?
Hold it. I'd like to point out that the penalty for perjury in this case would be living the lie.
The answer to number 15 was to honor thy father and thy mother.
What would a question like that be doing on a religion test?
Ooh, I love your jacket. Can I borrow it?
It's yours. Do you like the shirt?
Wendy, you cannot take this guy's clothes.
Well, I didn't ask him for him. I just...
Here. Do you like the pants?
Ooh, well... Oh, no, of course I don't.
I've got a secret. I've got a secret.
Oh, grow up.
Bro, boobs.
Sure you want to tell us your secret?
I'll tell you, but not Wendy.
Good, the last thing I want to listen to is something an 8-year-old would find interesting.
JR's going to get in a fight because some boy said dirty things about you.
You're kidding. I could care less.
That is so sweet. If JR's going to defend my honor?
Assuming it's under assault. I wonder why he doesn't get in fights defending my honor.
Because JR doesn't fight lost causes. Sherry, what is this fight going to be?
Noon, the boys' gym.
Oh, I've got to stop this. Wait, how can I get into the boys' gym without passing Dad's office?
Oh, well, there's a shortcut through the shower room.
Hold it. Wendy, what do you know about the boys' shower room?
Graham, isn't that off the subject?
That's right, Mom. Thank goodness someone here has a clear head.
Okay, I hate to interrupt in the middle of a scene, but I've been taking notes, and there are so many things I feel like I need to address here. I always try to pause only at like a logical break, and the way this is set up with the flashbacks, it wasn't easy. So, the first thing, I said at the opening of this episode that it was written by Rich Reinhardt, but the credits said Kevin Abbott. So I'm a double check, obviously, in the closing credits, but I think Kevin Abbott is our writer. Rich Reinhardt was listed as the writer on Wikipedia, and I think that was a mistake, but Wikipedia is obviously publicly edited, so that I'm sure is why. One thing that we have set up here is that the boys find Marie attractive. And I know in some episodes they don't really talk about that as much, which is, of course, ridiculous because Heather Langenkamp is gorgeous. Marie is very pretty. So I actually like that approach. I also really enjoyed that when Wendy was giving her fake pious speech in her flashback, there was a nun kneeling before her with the other students, listening to her words of wisdom. That was a great touch. And also, whoever wrote it, whether it was Kevin Abbott or Rich Reinhardt, that line from Graham that I want to remind you that the penalty is living the lie. And that's a great line. Another great line. And Sherry was largely an underutilized character, but when Wendy told her to grow up and she shot back grow boobs, that's funny and edgier than we would have seen in most TGIF sitcoms. Like, can you imagine Stephanie saying that to DJ in Full House? Absolutely not. Would have been funny, though.
All right, well, we'll talk about that later. Now I want to know what this fight has to do with the broken railing.
And why JR is in the closet.
And when we get into the sex part. Okay, I said it. But don't you all feel that way?
No, we don't.
Connie, you're the one who says last one to the boys' shower is a slow learner.
What is it with you girls? You act like all you care about is sex.
Connie, take the stand.
Well, first I want to say, what's wrong with seeing a wall of naked male flesh when you're trying to save your dear, sweet brother's life?
I gotta get in there. So open the door. But there are naked men in there.
So open the door now. You guys are such babies.
Oh, what is she doing?
Clear.
So we went to the gym to stop the fight.
Okay, listen up. I got something to say here. Now, the Padres are concerned that some of you might be confused about the apparent conflict between God's commandment to love thy neighbor and my commandment to beat the stuffing out of thy neighbor at Saturday's match. Anyone confused? Take 100 laps, wimp. Anyone else confused? Good. Well, I'm glad we had this little chat. Okay, hit the weight room. Nice combination there, Warren. No wonder you're the best.
And that's when we saw the guy JR was going to protect us from.
Warren the Killer Wormington? The tenderizer? JR, it's a good thing you're in that closet.
Oh, Graham.
Honey, he killed JR. He's my best boxer. He hasn't had a glove laid on him in 2 years.
To Marie.
Look at him. He's a sweating, grunting animal.
Yeah.
You might think he's desirable, but I think he's a brute, a threat to all I hold dear.
Yeah.
Hey, Wormington. Ready to kiss your butt goodbye? JR, we came to stop you.
You guys help Marie. I'll handle the hunk.
Right. JR, there's no excuse for violence, ever. Just out of my way, Marie. But JR, I'm doing this for your own good. Please, please, as one human being to another, I appeal to you on behalf of my little teeny tiny brother. Hey! I beg you, sir, have a little compassion. He thought he was defending his beloved sister's honor. I mean, you would have done the same thing for your sister, for your mother, or for your dear, sweet grandmama.
You got a nice rack on you.
What have you done?
So, one thing, I noticed that Connie was kissing him after he was knocked out. And I have to admit that Connie seems to me to be the least likely to do that. I don't think that is a joke that would be used today. It feels a little weird. I don't feel like it's aged that well. And also, that doesn't seem like Connie. So Warren, Wormington, that is like a last name from Saved by the Bell, like Nerdstrom or something. But Warren is played by the actor Moosey Dryer. He doesn't really act much anymore. I think the last credit I saw is from like 2018. But if he looks familiar to you, he did a lot of one-episode spots in the 70s and 80s, from like The Waldens to The A-Team to Highway to Heaven and Cagney and Lacey. He did a lot. What I find most interesting is he was a child actor in the early 70s on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. So, there we go.
You decked my best boxer?
I didn't mean to knock him out. Yeah, what is a rack, anyway?
It's a device used by parents in the Middle Ages that's about to make a comeback. Now, where were we?
Marie just cold-cocked a guy. I learned it from Mom.
Did I use the term incorrectly?
No.
All right. Now, Marie, is what Connie said true? Did you really knock this guy out?
Who knew one punch would release the twisted demon in my soul?
Are you sure he was completely out?
Graham, that is not the point.
Well, maybe not for you, but I got a match on Saturday.
I thought we were finding out how the railing got broken.
What railing? Oh, yeah. Who else wants to testify?
Hi.
Yeah, well, this was going too fast anyway. Go ahead.
Well, I was coming home from school. I really appreciate you buying me this sweater, Kevin.
Gavin, don't worry about it. Check the pocket.
I'm sure it's really, really, really expensive.
I'm rich. Check the pocket.
Okay. What's this?
2 tickets to Innsbruck for a ski weekend.
Really? Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to leave the country with a boy. But thanks for the expensive sweater.
Huh? Cindy,
Yes?
does this have anything to do with the boxer, the railing, Marie, her rack?
Oh, I guess not. I just wanted to contribute.
Well, don't do it again. Hey!
I was getting bored. I wanted to see what was on Dallas.
Turn that off.
Oh, wait, I have more.
Oh.
All right, but this is the last flashback you get.
Bye, Gavin. Oh, I mean, Kevin. JR? Leave me alone. Okay. That's it.
You mean JR has been in that closet since this afternoon?
Yeah. Dad saw him in there when he was leaving to go to the market.
Well, honey, he does weird stuff like that all the time. It's not like he was doing his homework or anything. JR, are you okay in there, son?
I'm sitting in a closet with my head in a paper bag. What do you think?
Honey, please come out. I think all that time alone is getting to you.
You know, the last time I came out, Marie humiliated me again. Right on the front porch.
Graham, I'm worried about him.
I'll leave him alone. Now, Elizabeth, the kid was stuffed in the poor box and then had his sister beat up the guy who did it. We should be glad he doesn't pack up his bags and move to San Francisco.
How can you make this a question of whether he likes girls or not?
I don't like girls.
You will when the time comes, mister, or else.
Come on, honey. Oh.
And take that stinking bag off your head. Now, you were involved in that fight on the front porch? Tell us what happened when you came out of the closet.
Well, sitting in there, a lot of things became clear. I mean, sure, Marie made me look like a total wiener, but she taught me something, too.
Right, that violence just begets more violence.
No, that Warren has a glass jaw. His last one, I knew I could take him. But what I didn't know is while I was preparing for a rematch, Marie was laying down with the enemy.
Maybe I better just take the stand. You see, in a way, JR and I were both in closets. His physical, mine metaphysical.
Okay, sorry, I had to pause again. These are long takes. I love Graham's comment when Cindy took the stand of this was going too fast anyway. And then when Connie hit her with the Bible because she had the wrong hand, I love it. It's one of my favorite sight gags of I think the whole show. So this episode establishes what is confirmed for us even more firmly in the snow job, the Virgin Island trips, that Gavin is rich. And knowing that he offered Cindy a ski weekend trip, that is fantastic. Of course, you know my end game is Marie and Gavin, not Cindy and Gavin. That was just a nice little. It wasn't foreshadowing, but it was a nice thing to see carried through into season 3 later with Gavin. Also, Growing Pains and this show both broke the fourth wall a little. Not in like Growing Pains was sometimes really obvious with it. This one I think is a little more subtle, but I really liked Graham telling Cindy that this is the last flashback you get. That was a good touch.
I'm not lying. I slugged him and he was out cold.
Our best boxer?
Not anymore.
This was a real lucky punch, wasn't it?
I don't know. I've never hit anybody before.
And he was out cold?
Like a mackerel. Now you can see why I need to do penance.
Penance? Nothing. You get out there, find that canvasback bum, and make sure he's all right.
You're right, Father. My concern should have been for Warren. After all, he was the one who was truly hurt.
Wrong. I was the one who was truly hurt. I have a lot of alumni with deep pockets coming Saturday, and they expect to see their boxers on their feet and conscious. Well, get off your knees and get going.
And if he's still out, for God's sake, don't slap him.
So I followed Father Hargis' direction and rushed pell-mell to the boys' gym. Warren, tell me, how have I offended you?
Let me count the ways.
There is violence within me, and I am sore ashamed.
You're right, you're right.
Whoa, hang on a minute. That's not how it happened at all.
How do you know?
How do I know? I couldn't know, could I? Sorry I interrupted.
No. Back on the stand, young lady.
Fine, I'll tell you what I know, but I have nothing to be ashamed of, unlike Marie.
While everyone else was worried about themselves, I was worried about Warren.
Well, if it ain't Sister Sucker Punch.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I was hoping there wouldn't be any hard feelings.
Hard feelings? No, there are no hard feelings. So a girl decks me. I feel great about it.
Good. Please stop. All these good feelings are kind of getting to me.
Look, you made your gesture. Why don't you take off?
I have to make sure you're over the embarrassment.
Oh, I am.
And the humiliation.
It's gone.
And the complete scorn of your peers.
Stop! You're making me feel worse. Yeah, none of that stuff ever even occurred to me.
Then why do you have that look on your face? And look at you, you're all nervous and jumpy. And why is your chest bulging like that?
It's not because I like you, if that's what you're thinking. I mean, a guy would have to be kind of sick to like a girl who hits him. Wouldn't he?
Definitely. And no girl would want a guy like that to like her. Would she?
Well, none I've ever met.
Well, if you're okay, then I guess I can go.
See ya. Hey, you know, there are a lot of dangerous people around St. Augie's.
It's all those suppressed desires.
Right.
You know, I'd feel a lot safer if someone were to walk me home.
Why don't you give me a minute? I'll change.
No. I mean, I don't mind the sweat if you don't.
Whoa.
Imagine my surprise to find out that Marie likes a little salt with her beefcake.
I'll come for you, Wendy.
So I did what any sister would do. I followed them home.
And after a few years in the ring, with a little bit of luck and no serious brain damage, I could spend the rest of my life as a greeter at a Las Vegas casino.
Oh, sounds lovely.
Well, I got you home safe.
We still have 2 feet to go.
Well,
how about some lemonade?
I'll go buy it.
No, I mean, I can get it inside. Wait here.
That's good, too.
It's you.
Hey, the poor box kid. You gotta go.
No, I was just coming to find you.
Oh, yeah, we'll make it fast. I think I'm getting somewhere with your sister.
That's over the line.
Okay, you push me again, kid, and I'll slap you silly.
Chicken.
Don't call me that.
Glass jaw.
I'm warning you, kid.
Oh, yeah, and then Marie won't be here to hit you.
Oh, well, who said I liked it? That's a lie.
If you need me, I'll be in the closet. Warren, are you okay?
I think I'm in love.
Okay, so I did not like the scene of her holding the punching bag and him hitting it. It felt just a little, it didn't feel funny. It felt borderline misogynistic to me. Maybe not even borderline. I didn't like it. It felt oogie. Not a fan of that today. She was clearly physically rattled by it, which was supposed to be the gag. Not a fan. I also want to point out, and I say this as someone who I was bullied as a kid, I don't feel like a high schooler, let's say 10th, 11th grade, would have so aggressively picked on a 5th grader, which is about how old JR would have been here. That doesn't really ring as accurate to me either. Of course, I don't know, maybe Warren's just a piece of crap who would. I mean, he was, yeah, I don't know, something to think about.
And that's how the railing got broken.
Oh.
And I fixed it so no one would know. And I would have been in Fat City if you had.
Hey, don't you say Fat City when you're talking to your father.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, now let me get this straight. JR got in 2 fights with my best boxer and didn't get hurt. Then Marie decked him twice, and he's on the verge of proposing to her?
Wait a minute. If this guy Warren likes to be slapped around by women, what's that make him? Well, it makes him a weirdo. And it doesn't matter if your sister beats up a weirdo. I'm back, and I'm bad.
All right, clear the courtroom while the jury, your mother and I discuss punishment.
Graham, I really don't think it's that bad.
Bad. I think it's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
And all we wanted to do was find out how the railing got broken.
Yeah.
And then why JR was in the closet. Yeah. And then we find out that your best boxer is a masochistic whip.
That was the only serious part.
Oh, so what do you think we should do? I mean, I really don't disagree with what they did. I mean, it was sure nice of JR to protect Marie, and it was nice of Marie to protect JR. Oh, but JR in the closet.
As pleasant as it was.
It proved to be trouble down the road.
And then Marie's gonna get the idea all guys like to be slapped around.
Oh, which would be tragically wrong.
Why can't we just wrap up our lives as easily as they do on TV? J.R. Lubbock was found guilty of having a predisposition to violence. His monster makeup was confiscated, and he was sentenced to 18 hours of listening to his mother's Debbie Boone's Greatest Hits collection. Marie Lubbock was found guilty of negligent behavior and handling of a disturbed personality, and was ordered to spend more time with JR. Additionally, she was sent to church to ask forgiveness for her sins. Father Hargis sent her back. Warren Wormington lost every match that season, but he had a great time doing it.
I usually don't have a lot to say at the end, but I think this might be the first time it has ever quite hit me in the same way. We had, the ending where, again, Coach broke the fourth wall. If only we could solve things as easily as they do in television. We just had Elizabeth refer to Warren as a masochistic wimp. And then we had Coach give his closing, summary. Warren lost every match that season, and he had a great time doing it. That's a great joke because it works on like two different levels. One of which I think is a little filthy, but that's just the 10 of us for us. I love this show. All right. I will be back next week with the Torkelsons. I don't know how long I'll keep doing just the 10 of us. There will come a point. I'm certainly going to finish this run through. There will come a point. I'm just not sure I have much else to say, but we'll see. I love this show. It's in my DNA, and I may keep posting it at least every other week as long as, I can. But after the Torkelsons, and of course after the Torkelsons, I'll do Almost Home. I've been trying to decide what's a show I could do next. And I like the idea of doing retro 90s and earlier sitcoms that are not available commercially. That's key. That's a must. Otherwise, I can't post it. But I also should be able to find them. And I have found 2 series that I think I might do later. One of which is the Fred Savage sitcom Working. And the other is a TGIF sitcom called Brother's Keeper. That was only for 1 season, but it was pretty good. One I'm really on the lookout for to see if I can find. I haven't given up looking yet. And if you would like to see it and you know a way for me to get it, that would be great. Is the sitcom Unhappily Ever After, which was a Nikki Cox vehicle by season 2. Completely unhinged show. Bobcat Goldthwait played a talking bunny, but it was actually pretty funny. So I've got some ideas for how to keep this going. But let me just say thank you very much for your support. For those of you who may have joined my channel since my most recent shout out in a video about growing pains, which absolutely made my day. Welcome. Glad to have you here. For those of you who are loyal and have been with me for a while, I'm happy you're here too. So thank you all so very much, and I will see you next Friday night.